do what we do for Astrology Throwdown today, where we obsess about Napoleon. And we've been doing that left and right, especially since I've realized that he's among us. I am in the most bizarre situation ever. Got like a double chin thing going on. Anyway, I'm a photographer, so I know all about double chins. So anyway, this is terrible. Anyway, my point is that we have found out that Napoleon is among us. Everything's pointing to it. Nothing is not pointing to it. I am forced to just accept it that Napoleon is now Elvis Costello, who I call Cohen, King of America, Napoleon Dynamite. And boy, did we find where that dynamite comes from. We've been looking at his chart. Whoa. I found something today that has been in my face, and I have been noticing it, and it's been blowing me away a little bit. Basically, I think astrology is real. I've I got my health back somehow through it. I even had basically I had very severe allergies, which led to horrible sinus infections, and I even had sinus surgery. I did every single thing to get over this through the wonderful medical system. And I only got sicker and more miserable, and it was horrible. So, only when I stopped participating in the medical system could I look for other ways to heal myself. And one of the out of the cosmos ideas I came up with was to try astrology because there is a medical component to it. And then once I started to understand my chart, I realized that I have all of this like fire energy trapped in my nose. If you can appreciate what I've been saying about my chart, I have Mars and Aries on the ascendant in an intercepted house, which means that the energy is blocked, and it's in the 12th house, which is like very isolated place. I can't even quite be aware of what's going on with that situation. It's just the way the 12th house works. It's like subconscious, and the Mars is afflicted and it's in retrograde, so it's all about like past life and childhood trauma, and it's in Aries, and that's a place of childhood. I was severely abused as a child, so this is all this is all going on right there. And Aries is supposedly the part of the body that is the head. And all of my terrible problems, health wise, were happening in my nose. And I could really just one day see it that like my sinuses are kind of a Neptune zone. They're sort of dark and moist. And the fire is this inflammation. Oh my goodness. I know all about inflammation. So inflammation, that's fire. That's Aries. So um and then I tried and tried and tried to figure out how to release this trapped fire energy in my nose in this like place of Pisces. And that's when I really started to see, oh, this is a map of me. And I just so happen to have these very strange weather patterns in me. So basically, in my nose, a fire wants to start up all the time. That's my reality. And that's why I really believe astrology is real. And it's so hard to believe anything's real right now with all of the insane lying and all the bizarre things that this banking dynasty does to us to destroy our lives. I'm under permanent quarantine. I'm not allowed to travel or go see Cohen in concert or do like basically anything fun because that's somehow for the health of this story doesn't even have any reality to it whatsoever. I'm supposed to stay home, I'm healthy, but somebody else, there's no logic to it. Everybody knows it's complete total BS. It's unbelievable they're still keeping it up. It's shocking. Do you understand? These are people who do not have a plan B. They have no exit strategy. I said that funny. Strategy. Strategy. I can say it. Anyway, the point is, they have no exit strategy. That's it. They're just going to go, ah, woo, ah. That's all they're going to do. They can't do anything. They're caught big time. That dynasty will collapse. Okay? I will see. I have so many things to say tonight. It's absurd. Okay? The situation, basically, yes, this project has been a kamikaze mission. I admit that. But I didn't see any future here. So I thought, oh, either I do a kamikaze mission and thankfully get to leave this environment. I cannot stand life under the satanic situation. I hate it. Okay. I don't like the culture. I don't like how fake things are. I don't like all the lying. I can't stand it. Okay. I was aware of all of these things before I started the project. Therefore, these things are intolerable to me, and, there's even more stuff. I don't say everything, unfortunately, but I have all kinds of situations that I have to deal with, and, I just knew I couldn't continue to, live this, death of a life, which is life under this, dynasty, so I figured I will risk my life, yes, and I will tell the truth, and I'll do all of these, incredibly reckless, dangerous things. But telling the truth, right? I knew that. Telling the truth is the most dangerous thing you could possibly do because the world is run by criminals who have a great investment in hiding their crimes. It's that simple, okay? The truth is out. Anyway, so the whole time I've been doing this project, I have been trying to get people, involved with it because I want it to be a community project. But there's something really, 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 I guess, scary about me, and particularly when I'm telling the truth. People don't want to get near someone telling the truth. It's too scary and dangerous. But that doesn't speak well of most people. And I know we have a lot of supporters, and we do have a lot of heroes, and I know they're out there. I can feel them. So I don't want to be too dour and negative. But, this project didn't make me feel a lot better about people because I saw people, not participating and not noticing things and not having courage, and, um, that's depressing, but it's true. I really was kinda hoping more people would be like, "Yeah, yeah, let's get involved. Let's really, be a part of the solution." I was kind of hoping to like kind of whip up some positivity, and I didn't see that much. I saw a lot of people like, "Ooh, what you doing? Oh, oh, that seems dangerous. Oh, okay. Well, we'll just wait and see." I saw a lot of that. Or, "Oh, is something free involved? I love something for free." It wasn't good. But anyway, hopefully we're gonna rise above and we're gonna be better. But I was always trying to get people involved. And then I obviously became angrier and angrier and angrier. And that was the motivation with the increasing levels of anger as the project continued. And then by 2017, and it was guided. But I do have feelings, and the feelings do fuel into they do the feelings do fuel into the guidance, if you know what I mean. Like, I basically guided to do things that I kinda wanna do anyway, sort of, and they give me that push into that direction, but my feelings are usually right there ready to go. So, and I'm like, "Oh, you guys gonna make me do that? Alright, kinda want to anyway." So, that's what happened that August day when I crossed Matt Lauer's horse farm. Said probably scared the horses. Cohen mentioned scaring the horses in his, audiobook, How to Play Guitar and Why, and I guess he's talking about Matt Lauer, because Matt Lauer needs a pretext to, do whatever he wants, so his pretext is like, "Oh, it scares the horses." They always have to come up with some reason, like, "Oh, you don't wanna hurt the horses, right?" It's always a guilt trip, you know? "Oh, but the horses." Anyway, so, something, something, the horses, and, I had to get home, and I did cross Matt Lauer's, commercial property, a horse farm that's right in front of my house, so that was ridiculous, but the thing is, there's so much backstory to that. I was so meant to be there, that was so meant to happen, there's no question about it. I was put there, and there he came out with, steam coming out of his ears. He was so furious at me, and I had the whole, like, life history to just act like that. I didn't act like anything. I was totally passive aggressive, and I just took his crap until I got home, and then I got him back. Okay, that's what I did. That is passive aggressive, but whatever. Anyway, I'm just saying that was like lifetimes in the making, to make him like that, to make me like that. he was engineered to be like that. You know what I'm saying? He believed that he was in the right, and how dare I? Do you understand? He doesn't live in a world where his perceptions are correct. In a real world, he would have a much more philanthropic attitude. He'd understand that he's my neighbor, and that I have to get home, and he would have empathy, and all of these things would be happening in a non-corrupt, non-left-hand path theocracy dynasty world. He is engineered to think, "Oh, everything's mine, and I should just, just be such a jerk." And I'm furious about it. I mean, that fight was engineered from birth because we were both put on these totally different tracks where, he gets everything and I get nothing, you know? So obviously he's going to feel so entitled to everything and I'm going to be so angry about it. It's really interesting if you look at the Matt Lauer run in from that perspective. He was being told wrong things his whole life and I was being also told wrong things, different wrong things. See? So we are all being told the wrong things, so we all can't understand each other. I would love to have a good conversation about Lauer, tell him I'm so sorry and whatever. I didn't want to hurt him. I actually feel really bad about it right now. He's just a person who's been highly subverted, just like me. So we just need to really get real about things. Anyway, why am I wearing this? Total change of subject because I am celebrating. This is going to sound so ridiculous. As we all know, I'm in this bizarre situation where my favorite musician since the 90s, since I understood how good he is, Cohen, Elvis Costello, is it's so funny because like I loved his music in the 90s so much and it was like too much. I actually loved his music too much, if you know what I mean. And then it got made me crazy a little bit. And then I just had to like run away from it because I couldn't handle it anymore. That's how much his music affected me. It was horrible because I, I had no way to no outlet for it. I just could be miserable about it. So I got away from the whole thing and I ended up getting mad at him, with cause. But life is complicated and I feel so bad about it. But listen, everybody I was awful to. I'm so sorry. I understand. We're all being wound up into these situations. I feel terrible about everything right now. Sorry about everything to everybody. Really, if you, Matt Lauer, I'm sorry, Matt Lauer. Sorry about that, Matt Lauer. It's. We need to move on. All of us need to move on. Maybe I could have gone. Anyway, he was reminding me of certain things. It wasn't him. And it is like that Cold Cold Heart song that Cohen references in How to Play Guitar and Why. That like I'm so distrusting and I'm so it's terrible. Anyway, I don't want to be like that. I want to get past my problems. And that's why we're looking at astrology and that's why since I'm in this bizarre situation, I didn't even finish describing the situation that I'm in, which is that this artist that I was insane about has somehow gotten telepathic with me. I can't believe this. And it's amazing. It's dumbfounding. And he's Napoleon and he's my twin flame. And he's talking to me about his life and what he's doing and what he wants. And he comes up with ideas for my project. And what I was trying, I'm not completing any thoughts today, I'm sorry, but what I was trying to say is so many times I tried to get people to understand the value of my project, and I felt people were too scared to interact with me. Before the project, I think people were already scared of me. But once I had this kind of weird fame, like people don't know what to do with it. They don't know what box to put it in. It just scares them and they avoid it. And people are just way too scared. Anyway, so people really wouldn't understand that they should support it or have me endorse them or all kinds of things. I thought there was a lot of opportunities with my project that people were not taking me up on. And I also feel that way now about the currency. I think people should be beating my door down to get involved with this. This is incredible opportunity. It's unbelievable. And I'm like, hey, where is everybody? It's weird. People are too scared. I'm offering massive opportunities, and my whole point, and I've been offering massive opportunities since day one with this project. The only one who really took me up on it was Cohen, and I was really thinking about that because I think I was worse to Cohen than I was to Matt Lauer. I feel terrible about it, but and I'm going to say this because it is the most bizarre situation imaginable. um, my I found out during the course of this project that my twin flame is historical Napoleon, and I already was pretty sure I was Napoleon's stepdaughter before the project started. That I was pretty sure about, but that he was my twin flame and Napoleon was really someone who I could talk to. No, no, no. I didn't believe any of that when I started this project. But during the course of the project, and there have been twists and turns. Oh my goodness! And when I was really like finished, I heard that no, no, he is your twin flame. That's not the problem. Napoleon is your twin flame. I was like, oh well, if Napoleon's my twin flame, I can like live. I can somehow make it. I can somehow put it together if that one thing is true. Like I'll hang on for that. And then it was like, hi, it's me, Napoleon. But I had been talking to him. It was just in a Neptunian confused sort of way. And then Napoleon really was like, okay, we're gonna do this project and, and this is how it's gonna be. And Napoleon is like, even as a ghost, he's the most workaholic energy imaginable. And he's so many ideas. And I've been working with him day and night around the clock, really working for him, as if he's my employer and I'm his secretary for certainly since 2017. So the whole time I've been really aggressive. It's been Napoleon like saying, you have to do it, you have to do it. And I can't say no to him. Anyway, so during the course of this like bellicose phase where I really am listening to him and I can't say no to him and I just can't. That's really what's going on here. And I do feel bad for everything. I do, but I have to do what he wants. I can't say no to him. It's that simple. So all of these like agents and all these dynasty representatives and all of these charlatans, they all like paraded in front of me. Napoleon would say like, no, 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 da, 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 da," and he would tell me what to do with all of them. That's why I've been so good at handling agents because Napoleon completely dictates everything that I do. It's just the way it is. And then I mean, Napoleon would tell me about certain agents, like, before they even started, he would tell me about and then the funny part was to watch them flip out because they have plan A, plan B, plan C. They have a whole, sequence of things they're going to do to me, and Napoleon's telling me don't even talk to them. So they can't do their job. They go nuts. They chase me around. I mean, these people would like lose their minds because they couldn't do their job. Trying to infiltrate me. So we made the Molester Group cartoon about it. So please check that out. We have great playlists. We try to put them up. We don't put them up enough, but we also have great playlists on it's our Vindication of Napoleon, but it comes up under Tadster, I think. And you can watch all of these incredible comedies that we made about all of these agents. And it was so many. And it's all coming from this dynasty because they rule over us through these tricks and lies and scams. And then when they decided to scam us all in 2020 so hard, yeah, right. Like I'm gonna go participate in their their freaking genocide plans. That's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. I can't believe it. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that Cohen, like, got in touch with me telepathically somehow. He's understanding the value of the project. Now I realize he's Napoleon. It's the same thing. I can't say no to him. So it's Napoleon. I know it's Napoleon. I can't believe it's Napoleon. So basically, I could still hear Spirit Napoleon, and he's still the same. He's exactly the same as he was. He's like perfect. He's He has the divine perspective. He has all the answers. He's very calm. He's like a perfect Saint Napoleon. And then I'm dealing with Cohen. Different situation, but it's the same person. It's so interesting. Cohen and Ghost Napoleon are the same spirit, but Cohen is a totally different situation than Spirit Napoleon. Spirit Napoleon's in who knows where, in heaven or something, or the spirit realm. And Cohen has very serious problems that need his attention. And he has very serious things he wants that he can't get. I mean, it's a totally different situation, but it's the same exact person. It's really interesting. So I've been impressed with him, Cohen, for years because I was like, oh, I was terrible to him, but he understands the value of what I'm doing. And I felt that was so rare, and it shouldn't be that rare. Shows you how smart he is. But he's also Napoleon. You know what I mean? He actually is involved in the project, even though I didn't realize that. And looking back through his music, I can see he's been having this like intense spiritual experience. And I want to know about it, but I can't find out about it because I can't talk to him because I've been blacklisted by that banking dynasty. Can you believe this banking dynasty? And let them roll out their next 5 wars and see how much fun that is when we can track it right back to that banking dynasty. Because I'm so tired of the stories and the wars that the stories create. Okay, I'm so sick of these stories. And there's always some kind of like, oh, but what about the terrorists? Or what about the children? Or what about the. It's all tricks. Everything they're doing is tricks. Okay, please let's move on. Please let's get smart. Please let's not be so scared. Okay? There are huge opportunities right now. And Cohen gets it. Cohen gets it. There are huge opportunities right now. And basically, my point, like, I can't believe how much I'm rambling, but I'm trying to say is I understood as long as this dynasty continues, my entire future is shut down. I will have no future. Therefore, I might as well do a kamikaze mission and tell the truth because I have no future under this dynasty. See? So either I die or I win. Do you understand? I'll die or I'll win. That's my choice, okay? So it's us or them. If they win, they will kill me. I'm not done yet. So you're really seeing a death match because they will kill me if they stay in power, they will kill me. And I'm not saying that I will kill them. I'm saying that they're trying to kill all of us. That has been proven constantly. And it's a terrible thing to say about someone that they're trying to exterminate the world's population. But we have all the proof for it, as we all know. We have all the proof in the world. So the one person who wants to exterminate the human population shouldn't be the one with the total freedom and money to do it, right? So it just so happens we're in that situation. And I just feel like me and Cohen are the two people who understand that we can never really have our careers as long as this dynasty's in charge. I do not want to speak for him, but I have a very strong feeling that that's correct. He knows he can't have the correct career for him. He can't have that like Wagner career that he needs to have. He needs to put on his musical. He needs to have his Bayreuth, he needs to have his opportunities to express himself because he is Napoleon. He is a great writer. He's great at everything. So I shouldn't say great at everything, but my point is that looking at his chart, I'm actually seeing that he's more ambitious and he's stronger than even Napoleon was. And I put this all up on the astrology report on my blog today. So I wanted to examine this one aspect. And it's very interesting that both have the same type of aspect because they have so many similarities. They're ultra ambitious, ultra smart, and unusual and sad, really sad. So it's Mars in a harmonious aspect with Saturn. Okay, so they both have that. Not everybody has that, but they both have that. And think about that. Saturn is work, struggle, delays. Okay. It's what makes you tough. What you get, what you worked for, you get to keep. So work is that double-edged sword. You're not going to get anything without work. Work is the key to everything. If someone gives something to you, they can take it back. If you work for something, no one can ever take it from you. That is the energy of Saturn. People have a lot of fear about it, but it's a very intense, powerful energy. And as I've been saying, I'm awash in Saturn energy. I know all about Saturn energy. It's very comfortable and it's very pleasant and it's very boring, but it's the key to power. Okay. So, Saturn in a harmonious aspect with Mars. Mars is activity, initiative, courage, war. Okay. So, those are working together very well. This is somebody who can take that initiative and take chances, and then have the work ethic to back it up. This is something very characteristic of both of them. Okay, fine. That's a big deal. So I put up both Cohen's chart, and then at the bottom of the post, I put up Napoleon's chart. I didn't write all over it, but if you can read the symbols, you can pick out where Mars and Saturn are, and you can see that. And let's just go ahead and look at Napoleon's chart because, Saturn, I want to make sure I'm saying this right. Saturn and Mars. Yeah, it's there. No, it's not. Everything I said is wrong. That's funny. Anyway, it's all wrong. That's funny. Okay, anyway, so let's see what Saturn's doing. Well, the truth is better than being wrong. So, okay, this is really interesting. Saturn is in Cancer in Napoleon's chart. Saturn's in Cancer in my chart. Okay, that is someone under house arrest. That banking dynasty put both me and Napoleon under house arrest. Okay, think about that. What is Saturn? It's restriction. It's a bummer. It's holding you in. Okay. I have to work at home. Saturn in Cancer. Cancer is my environment. It's where I'm from. It's okay. So I'm like stuck at home. Napoleon also had that, and he was stuck at home. It's very interesting how literal this is. Okay. And then yeah, Saturn is in a good aspect with Chiron, and it's in a difficult aspect with the moon. Interesting. And that's it. What is that? Well, he was miserable. He was not a happy person at all. I mean, you could see how Saturn square moon. Yeah, I have anyway. He But the thing about Napoleon's Mars is that it's in Virgo. And, we're always talking about how Virgo's very service oriented, almost like a secretary or a nurse or a helper, could be almost a healer, very helpful person, but not powerful and strong. Somebody who is working dutifully. And you wouldn't think of the very leader as a Virgo. It would be more the page or something. That's the Virgo energy. So Napoleon has Mars in Virgo, and it's aligned with Neptune, which is very emotional and soft. And he has a lot of things kind of softening that Mars. If you are catching what I'm saying, I'm talking about Napoleon, and he has very lucky aspects. And I think that these, I mean, like crazy lucky. He's trine Jupiter. Can't get luckier than that. Trine Pluto, okay, that's power. Trine Uranus, revolution, and trine Mercury. So he's, so famous and so known for it. And then what happened? He was so lucky. It was all given to him. He's just such a genius of war. And then one day, it's over. He's out. It's See, if those are difficult aspects like I have, I'm seeing like he has a difficult chart, but he has so many easy spots. The easy spots kind of turned on him, because then he wasn't ready for when the problems really came, and he should have been a lot more careful. You see, it came too easily, and he expected it to continue to come easily, and then they caught him with his second marriage. That was a terrible thing they did to him. I'm not going to go into that whole thing right now, but they got him with Venus, with love, and you can see he has extremely afflicted Venus. And to come back to Cohen, I mean, I just told you his Napoleon Saturn situation is house arrest. It's weak, okay, and unhappy. He was not happy in his marriages. He wasn't happy. He was in love with his stepdaughter. I mean, his domestic situation is very uncomfortable. Saturn in Cancer. It's not that strong as Saturn. And then there's Mars in Virgo. That's like a passive, not passive, but like one down. It's a servant. So it's very interesting. And then you look at Cohen's, it's insane. Okay. My point here that I'm trying to make is Cohen's is a million times stronger than Napoleon's. I only made the point more by correcting it. Cohen's Mars is in Capricorn. Okay, Capricorn is banking, government, structures. It's just power. It's a place of Saturn work. Okay, so take Mars. Mars is great at starting things, but after the initial burst of energy, uh, Aries has moved on. The Mars is on to other things. Not Capricorn. Capricorn is there for the long haul. Okay, so this is an incredibly powerful combination. This is a combination of, again, Mars and Saturn. So not only does he have a sextile, a harmonious aspect between Mars and Saturn, he has Mars in the constellation ruled by Saturn. Okay, so think about that. That's power, and it's determination, and it's ambition, and it's somebody who will never quit. He will never quit with this. You would think of Napoleon that way. He's Mars in Virgo. This is crazy. This is Mars in Capricorn. When Cohen became telepathic with me, he was very into having me check out the astrology. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. Let's check that out. So I think I see what he's trying to show me. Anyway, so he has this harmonious aspect. So it's just a gift, just his. He's not going to have any stress about it. He's not going to have to do anything to get it. This Mars in Saturn harmony. And then he has Mars in Capricorn, which only backs that up. Oh, what's going on with Saturn? It's in Scorpio. Okay? Saturn in Scorpio. Think about that. Okay? See, this is my Saturn in Scorpio look, if you can say. It's like Prince of Darkness. Just secrets, cunning, sexiness, ambition, figuring out people's secrets, destroying them with their secrets, knowing things. Just as Scorpio. We know it's Scorpios by now, I hope. So he's got the freaking Saturn in Scorpio. Think about that. Whoa. Okay, so that's the enigmatic, powerful. Scorpio is a place of Pluto. It's just powerful. And he's got other really strong Pluto placements. So this is like just raw power. Napoleon has like Pluto in his second house. It's just opposite. It's not. It's like this is a way more powerful chart than Napoleon's. It's crazy. I cannot make that point enough. And he's the freaking enchanter with the Venus and Neptune and Libra. See, basically, what I think he's showing, even without the verified birth time, he's showing he's got all the cards here. I think he does. I think he does. That's really cool. Yeah, it is much stronger. It's much stronger. I read enough of that. I made my point. If you want to find out more about it, I have it all written out on that astrology report page, and you can find out about how the freaking glum rock star It's funny. He has like a way more powerful chart than Napoleon. That's really cool. Okay, so let's hear a letter from Napoleon to Josephine, and you really get a sense of his personality. So sad. Oh, anyway, so much heartbreak. Okay, let's continue. Peace is signed with Rome, Bologna, Ferrara, the Romagna are ceded to the Republic. The Pope is to give us 30 millions within a short time and objects of art. I leave tomorrow for Ancona and from there for Rimini, Ravenna, and Bologna. If your health permits, come to Rimini or to Ravenna, but take care of yourself, I implore you. Not a word from your hand. Good God, what have I done? To have no thoughts save of you? To love none but Josephine? Not to live save for my wife? To know no enjoyment except in the happiness of my love? Should all that deserve such harsh treatment from her? My love, I implore you, think often of me and write me every day. You are ill, or you do not love me. Do you think then that my heart is of marble and my sufferings? Do they interest you so little? You have little understanding of me. Can't believe it. You to whom nature has given understanding, sweetness, and beauty. You who alone can reign in my heart. You who know only too well, no doubt, the absolute sway you exercise over me. Rate me, think of me, and love me. For life, all thine, Bonaparte. Napoleon was very unlucky in love, and it is in his chart. That's interesting. Okay, so this astrology is real. We have to deal with it. I don't know what else to do. I have so much turmoil in my chart and in my life. So it's, I guess it's real. I guess we're just gonna have to accept that astrology is real. That Cohen has the spirit of Napoleon, and he has a chart that's a lot stronger than Napoleon's. Please, every single person who has the ability to assess reality, oh my goodness, I'm telling you very big things right now. This is like, we have all this Saturn. It's implying that these things are all going to happen later in our lives. Okay? The destiny is written all over these charts. It's undeniable. And my point about saying that I'm on a kamikaze mission, and I am, is that I can't have a career with this dynasty in control, and that's the end of it. So none of us can have a career as long as this because it's everything for them, and they do their child trafficking. Why do they do so much child trafficking? Why are we always like catching them doing that? Why didn't the Franklin cover up get dealt with? Why is there this big cover up? One of the things that the banker agents tried to get me to do, and this is one of the most evil things imaginable. So much with child trafficking that these agents they try to kick so much sand in our eyes. So the child trafficking is extremely important to them because they put so much into getting away with it and continuing it. So what are they doing with these children? Why do they have to traffic children? Why is it such a priority for them to do it and then to cover it up? There's no question in my mind is that so much of it, like Nexium, I exposed things about Nexium that had the child abuse, like it's always child abuse around these people, horrific child abuse. And one of the first things an agent tried to run me into a ditch about was this. I can only talk a certain way, and they all they harass me with lawsuits and stuff. So trying to figure out how to say this. On the internet, on YouTube, there's all these banker agents who they cover up the child trafficking, and they actually pretend that they're exposing the child trafficking, but they're actually really covering it up. It's so difficult and complicated to understand how these people work, and that's how they get away with it. What they're doing is so insane, no one would ever believe it possible unless you've experienced it and you've come to understand that they're really doing these completely insane things, okay? So there's all these people on YouTube pretending to expose child trafficking, but they're actually bringing confusion to it, or they're having these like stupid fights about it, or they turn it into like some kind of ridiculous distraction, or they uh, add flat Earth into it, or stupid things that so the people who believe in what these agents are saying will look stupid. The whole like reptilians thing. But who knows what reptilians are? I'm not even saying just it's it's how it comes across is what they're worried about. They don't care what's true. They just want when somebody starts saying like, "Oh, the bankers are Satanists who are involved in horrific child abuse, and the Earth is flat," and they'll be like, "Oh, you're stupid. The Earth's not flat." It's such basic stupid tricks involved. So they're pretending to expose the child trafficking, but then they're adding this stupid stuff. So then it sounds crazy when people tell each other about it. It's such a basic trick. Anyway, so these people come to me and be like, "Oh, we're exposing child trafficking," and like, "Oh, you have to help us because of pedophiles," and they would all like, and it's all agents from this dynasty, and how they're covering up the child trafficking that they're doing. So this agent was like, "Oh, I'm a mother and I care so much about children." She's like pretending she was going to help me, and she's like, "Oh, and you have to check out this story." And it was a story where this is what I think happened. It was they were trafficking children at this place in the border. This is what I think happened. Okay, and I'll tell you the whole thing. Okay, fine. So they were trafficking children on the border in maybe I want to say Arizona. Okay, okay. And then it was caught because there are people who actually care. So something something got caught there. Okay. Oh, and I think the mayor of that town was Rothschild. I think it just so happened to have that name. So it's always interesting to notice the patterns. And yeah, so somebody got caught, and then the whole thing got bulldozed. Okay, so they all came in and bulldozed and got rid of the evidence of whatever happened there, and then they put up some little circus sideshow nonsense over it. And it was all the typical, TV tricks to create suspense and create interest, and then like run you off into this uh, nonsense ball of yarn, and then and they've run it into the ground, and it's sorcery. There's an energy, there's a concern over this child trafficking that they're always doing, and then they have to like take the interest somewhere and then run it to ground. And they really, really, really wanted me to cover this cover up that appeared to be looking into it. But it really was the cover up. And it was a big show they put on. And they were like, "Oh, you're going to cover this?" But I could see that they really did. This was a cover up of it, really did happen. And then they sent in their agents to put on this big performance art project. And then they were trying to push me into covering it because I'd be a stupid fool running this stuff into the ground. I just want people to understand that the child trafficking that they're doing is so central. It's so important to them that they have loads and loads and loads of people on YouTube working to cover it up actively. And then so many people are in on it and they all go straight to that banking dynasty. So why is there so much need for children? This is very important because this ties into all of these systems where all of these children disappear. Why is there that much need? Why are they see what I'm saying? It's as if it's their food, and I'm getting very concerned about that. It's like a boundless appetite for children, okay? And they work so hard to cover it up, and everything with me has been part of their big cover up with this child trafficking they're doing. They cannot be the only people in control of the air because they have this immense need for children. This is unbelievable. I can't believe I'm the only person who talks about these things. And everybody knows I'm right. Okay. So let's, on that disgusting topic, get into these memoirs. So Cohen saw that being a rock star was a great path to power and love, of course. Love and power were going to come to him. That's the promise. And what did he get? He got the Banker Dynasty nightmare that we all got when we found out who runs this world. How horrible. Okay, let's continue. So he's now in the Meteors, the rock group that he founded with his best friend Joel. Okay, let's continue. His father, Ralph, was a scriptwriter who had come to London to seek his fortune after a success with the Australian Outback horse opera, Whiplash, which sometimes ran next to Clint Eastwood's early small screen hit, Rawhide, in the television schedule. A combination that would nowadays suggest an entirely different form of entertainment. Joel's mother, Betty Lucas, was an actress who appeared on stage and television and in motion pictures until very recently. She took Joel and me to a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, in which she was appearing. After the show, she tipped into our palms a handful of glitter dust that had been sprinkled in woodland scenes by the fairy attendants of Oberon and Titania. I held it in my fist until we got home and could barely be removed from my skin. Given that my dad and Joel's parents were in related professions, our families shared what social time was available to someone like my father, who worked from Monday to Saturday nights. On Sundays, Ralph and Betty would sometimes host a few expat Aussie thespians, such as the great actor Leo McKern, who later became famous as number 2 in Patrick McGowan's The Prisoner, and as Horace Rumpole in Rumpole of the Bailey. Bill Kerr, who I knew as the innocent stooge to Sid James's scheming spiv in Hancock's Half Hour, and Shirley Abacare, who sang bewitching songs on the television, accompanied by a zither. The rest of the time, Ralph Peterson was a night worker. Once the planes had stopped landing at Heathrow, our neighborhood was deathly quiet, except for the chattering of Ralph's typewriter, which I would hear filtering up through the walls of the building. Many mornings, I would complete my breakfast and run around to call for Joel to ride with me along the same bus route to the adjacent schools that we attended. His father would frequently open the door to me in his dressing gown, clutching a glass of red wine. At the end of his working night, it seemed that being a writer was a very glamorous occupation. The wine was delivered by the case, and the only time that Joel and I ever got into serious trouble was when I decided that 3 of the bottles would make excellent stumps, while Joel tried to educate me in rules of indoor cricket during a rainstorm. He hadn't reckoned the backswing of my bat as I attempted to field his delivery of a googly, and soon the hall was awash with Beaujolais and shards of glass. Thank you so much for listening tonight. I hope you have a great evening.